Hello boys and girls, welcome to Mrs. Bandu's Math Movies. This is for Course 2, Lesson 2-4, Comparing and Ordering Fractions. Our objective here is to compare and order fractions. The authors here have given us one definition. I also made note of LCM, which is the least common multiple, okay, because we're going to use the term LCM in our definition of LCD, or least common denominator. So a least common denominator of two or more fractions is the LCM, least common multiple, of their denominators. Okay. Now, let's look at question number 1, comparing fractions. We want to compare 7/12 and 5/9. The denominators are 12 and 9. So what we want to do here is find the LCM, and I'm going to write up here so I have enough room, of 12 and 9. So what I do is I list multiples of 12. 12 times 1 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, times 3 is 36, times 4 is 48. And usually I'm going to list 3 or 4 to begin with of one number, and then I'm going to do a few of the next number. 9 times 1 is 9, times 2 is 18, times 3 is 27. Getting ahead of myself here. That's an ugly 2, but okay. And 4 times 9 is 36. So we see that our least common multiple of 12 and 9 is 36. So that means we're going to use 36 as their least common denominator. So that's why the terms LCD and LCM, that's how they're related. The LCD is simply a multiple, the least common multiple of the denominators in a fraction. All right, so that tells me 12 times 3 is 36, and I almost always start with the bottom number first. I think it's because I just figured out that I have to figure out how to get the correct denominator. So 12 times 3 is 36, 7 times 3 is 21. 9 times 4 is 36, 5 times 4 is 20. So my fractions are 21 over 36 and 20 over 36. So 21 over 36 is greater than 20 over 36. In both of these cases, once I have the common denominator of 36, I simply need to look at the numerator. So this tells me then that 7/12, which is equivalent to 21 over 36, is greater than 5/9. Okay, so again, we do the common denominator, and then we compare numerators, because if each of these was cut into 36 pieces, we would have 21 pieces here, yet only 20 here. So 7/12 is greater than 5/9. Okay, here's a few for you to try for yourself now or later as you choose. And I will move on to example number 2. Example number 2 is a multiple choice question, and it's about Giselda and some painting. She wants to paint her room. She found 3/5 gallon of yellow paint, 2/3 gallon of blue paint, and 1/2 gallon of green paint. Which list shows the fractions in order from least to greatest? And we have our fractions A, B, C, and D. Those are our choices. Before I make a thing, I'm going to actually work this out. Now, I probably wouldn't go, when I work it out, I might not have as many boxes to fill in, so to speak, as you have here. So there is a little leeway on how you present the problem, but you should be able to show me what you've done in order to compare the problem. Okay, so first thing we want to do is find the least common multiple of 5, 3, and 2. Okay, in the interest of time, I'm going to tell you that it is 30. Okay, so 30 is the least common denominator. Remember, you list multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15, and so on, multiples of 3, and multiples of 2. The first number that shows up in all three of those lists is going to be the number 30, so that makes it the least common denominator. Okay, so I'm going to fill in my 30 here, and here, and here. Okay, 5 times 6 is 30, so I then must do 3 times 6 to get 18/30 for the yellow paint. Let's see, 3 times 10 is 30, so 2 times 10 gives me a numerator of 20 for blue paint. And 2 times 15 is 30, so 1 times 15 is 15/30 for the green. Okay, now they have them compared. I probably, on my own paper, if I didn't have boxes to fill in, I would probably just look at it and order the numerators in my head. That's reasonable to do, but since we have these here, we'll fill them in. So 15/30 is less than 18/30, and 18/30 is less than 20/30. So 15/30, which is 1/2 gallon, I have to go back and match them up. 1/2 gallon is less than 3/5 of a gallon, and 3/5 of a gallon is less than 2/3 of a gallon. So basically right here is your appropriate order, because I just had to go according to numerators again once I had my denominator. So 1/2, 3/5, and 2/3 is the correct order. So the answer choice is letter C. Quite honestly, most of the time I would not give you a multiple choice question like this. You would have to write this answer independently yourself. Okay. All right, so there's a quick check question here. And that's all I have for today. Again, as always, please review, work out the quick checks, bring in any questions you have so we can discuss them and clarify in class. I'll see you then.